Shocking news, members of the Utah legislature have been hit with another lawsuit alleging corruption. There is a mountain in eastern Utah called Tabby Mountain, and right now it's the center of a lawsuit really about whether state lawmakers are using their power and working behind closed doors to stop a native tribe from buying back its ancestral land, and changing laws to make sure that it never happens again. Tabby Mountain was once part of a Ute reservation, and like 100 years ago, the federal government carved it up, but the land still remains culturally and spiritually significant to the tribe. So in 2019, when the state put the land up for sale, the tribe obviously put in a bid to buy it back. And it was a pretty big bid, $46.9 million. And on paper, the tribe should have been treated like any other potential buyer, but according to this new lawsuit, as reported by the Salt Lake Tribune, it's not exactly what happened. A longtime state official named Tim Davidson has come forward as a whistleblower, and he says that top state lawmakers intervened behind closed doors when the tribe put in this bid. Most notably, he alleges that Speaker of the House Mike Schultz yelled and threatened Davidson behind closed doors, saying, "Sell it to the tribe and see what happens to you." And Donaldson also is saying that Schultz told him the state shouldn't have to fairly compete, alleging he said, and I quote, "We don't have to outbid the Indians to buy our own land back." And after that conversation happened, people started to move pretty quickly. Utah's Department of Natural Resources put in a bid for $50 million to buy the land, but according to this lawsuit, they didn't actually have the money or the approval from the legislature to buy the land in the first place. The tribe is claiming that this bid was never actually meant to go through, and it was only meant to block the tribe from buying the land. And then, suddenly, the land was pulled off the market. In 2024, Utah lawmakers passed a law that gives the state first exclusive access on any sort of land that is up for sale, which really means that tribes or any other private sellers are locked out from the bidding process. And obviously the Ute tribe thinks that this is retaliation for them trying to buy the land back, which they did through a very normal legal process. But now both the bill's sponsor, Casey Snyder, and Mike Schultz are listed as defendants, along with 11 other top state officials. The tribe is asking the court to declare this law unconstitutional, to block it from being enforced, and this is a big, rare thing, but to prevent lawmakers from writing future legislation that targets tribes' land rights. And if granted, this is a landmark decision. This is not just about one mountain or one tribe. This is really about whether lawmakers in Utah can privately threaten state officials, can steer outcomes behind closed doors, and then rewrite laws to make sure they lock in those outcomes permanently, all without any real accountability. And the court will decide what's legal here, but the political question is already on the table. Did Utah lawmakers decide that a sovereign tribe shouldn't be allowed to win and then use the power of the state to make sure of it? Not a lot of this is shocking. There have been hundreds of years of precedent of people in power and lawmakers and the government taking advantage of our tribes and really just stripping away all the rights that they have. But this is a huge lawsuit, and the fact that there is a whistleblower that alleges straight up corruption, yelling, and threats from the top lawmaker in the House is something to be noted.